Welcome back to another episode, guys. I am pretty sick today. I'm still recovering, so that's why I've blurred out my face, because I don't look very good right now. I look a little bit like trash. So let's just talk about what we've got this week. This week, we're getting the Christmas Village Limited Holiday Public Map available. I thought originally that this map might be something that you'd be able to play matches on, but instead it seems more like one where you can go and visit and, you know, take photos, maybe interact with things similar to the one that we had not too long ago, where you could ride on a boat and stuff like that. In the store, we're going to be receiving a ton of new content, including the new mini hunter pet for survivors that is called Haleth, a very nice one. It looks a little bit weird the first time I saw it, but then I actually kind of started to like it a lot more. And we're also getting a ton of IJL Summer Champion content. We're getting the ZQ Summer 2020 pet that looks more like a phoenix to me, and this was a pet that was released in the China server back in 2020, but was never actually released to our server. Now we're getting it 3 years later, but that's fine. We're getting an A tier accessory for Nightwatch called Thunderstruck, and it's very cool. It has some green lightning effects. The wind looks really cool. They're bringing back the pet Alpha. That is a pet that we got not too long ago. We got Alpha, and then we got Beta, I think we also got, but they're not bringing back Beta this time. They're only bringing back Alpha. And then on December 29th, this is not this week, but the following week, they're also going to be bringing back another pet that's related to this thing. That's why I've put them all together. That is the Chengdu GG Summer 2023 pet that is like a panda pet. Some extra content that we'll see over this week and the beginning of next week is, of course, character days, and we'll be getting on the 21st of December the Gardener and Haleth character days, and on the 22nd we'll be getting Entomologist's character day. And of course on Monday, that will be the day that I usually record this week in Identity 5 videos. I haven't really planned what I'm going to be doing next week about that. Is actually going to be Christmas, and on that day we're getting Postman's character day. As far as I know, that's all we're getting this week, unless I missed anything. There was so much content that was announced over this past week, so let's talk about what we're getting from the future. And we have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to brush over them as fast as possible so that this video is not too long, because my throat cannot handle it for too long, but also because we'll cover these things more in depth later on when we actually get closer to those dates of release. On January 1st, that is in a couple of weeks, we'll be getting Entomologist and Sculptor's Deduction Star skins available. The Entomologist skin is called Phyllis, and I believe these are all going to be A tiers. I didn't clarify that. And Sculptor's skin called Clara, that also is an A tier. I'm also going to be saying these things in the order of release of when we can expect these things to happen, by the way, so this should be in chronological order unless I messed up some way. The next thing is the character adjustments that are upcoming. This could come before, I guess, Entomologist and Sculptor's Deduction Star skins. They didn't really say when these were going to be released, so you could insert this section anywhere in the chronological order part that we're talking about now. There are going to be some character adjustments for Cowboy, Journalist, Lawyer, Gravekeeper, Gamekeeper, Evil Reptilian, Undead, Postman. Some of these are going to be buffs, some of them are going to be nerfs. I'm especially excited for the Undead adjustment. It's something he's needed for 2 years now. They've also announced tons of quality of life changes, like 3 pages worth of things that they'll be changing to the game, animations, improvements, and stuff like that. Now let's move on to January 4th, because we were just talking about January 1st. Of course, on January 4th, we're getting the Call of the Abyss 7 event introduction that starts. I believe this is coming on the 4th of January with this Call of Abyss 7 event, and that is going to be returning content from previous COA years to both the main store and also to the Spyglass store. So that's going to include 2 skins to the main store, and I believe 4 skins or 5 skins to the Spyglass store from previous years, and they are quite cool. There are going to be rewards from the event itself, where you'll be able to get an A tier Professor skin. I believe this will be something that you won't be able to get on January 4th itself, but maybe over time, over multiple weeks, you'll collect enough currency or something to be able to unlock these things. But you'll be able to get an A tier Professor skin called Emergency Transport that I think is a really cool looking skin, a B tier skin for Entomologist called Unknown Visitor, 3 essences, and a pet. And in the tournament store, you'll be able to get a new accessory for Professor that looks quite cool. They revealed what the COA 7 skins are going to be. These are going to be part of the COA 7 essence, and that's going to include the S tier skin for Feaster. We still don't really know what it's called, but it looks fantastic. This theme seems to be like fungus or, you know, mold or something like that, and I really do like what this essence has themed around it. Of course, COA is always a really good themed one. And we also got A tiers for Psychologist, Patient, Composer, and Antiquarian. The skins all look fantastic. As all of these skins will be coming in Season 30, let's talk about what else we'll be getting in Season 30, because in Season 30, they've already revealed the Logic Path skin for Disciple. It's called Dogaressa, or Dogaressa, I don't really know. It's got the word dog, and she's a cat lady. That confuses me, and maybe it will confuse other people. I think it's quite funny. And we've also had the rank accessory rewards revealed, revealed for Season 30. There will be an S tier for violinist called Burning Movement, an A tier for cheerleader Cheer, and the A tier for novelist Crime Scene Simulation. Now let's talk about January 25th, because on January 25th we should see the IDV and Mitsuchi Kamata or Kamati Moon crossover returning. This is going to bring back all of the Kamati Moon skins as far as I can tell from the previous crossovers. I think we had 3 crossovers in the past, with each one bringing 2 skins each crossover. So all of those skins will be coming back again with all of their A tier skins I believe they had. And maybe we'll also see the return of all the statues that you could get if you purchased them. Netease also of course revealed the new survivor puppeteer that's called Matthias or Matthias Chernin, I think is how you pronounce his name. People will tell me down in the comments. We don't really know what his abilities are, but we can theorize. I'm looking forward to see what his abilities are. We'll probably see those closer to his reveal. It's going to be around February, as we know that the essence for his S tier skin will be coming February 1st, meaning that he will release on February 1st. That essence has also of course been revealed, so we know what the A tier skins are as well, not only for his S tier. We know that Nightwatch and Cheerleader are getting A tiers for his essence. That's probably going to be Season 30 Essence 2. Also on February 1st, we should be getting the best performance skins for Wuchang and Naiad that are called Brilliant Polaris for Wuchang and Weeping Goddess for Naiad. I believe these are both S tier skins. Also on February 1st, we're getting so much on February 1st, we're also getting the new Ivory Tower skins for Barmaid and for Priestess. That's quite cool. On February 7th, we're getting the SS skin for Bloody Queen that should come in the Penrose Maze. So that means you're going to have to spend a lot of money if you want to get this skin. I believe it's upwards of $300 to be able to get this skin, and it is a very cool skin from what we can tell. We haven't really seen what it looks like in game, but it has multiple forms. I think one of the forms is when she's not in mirror mode, and the other one is when she's in mirror mode, using her mirror at least. Also on February 7th, we're getting Prisoner's Once skin called Graduation Day. That is quite cool. In the Spyglass store on February 7th, we should receive Enchantress's Benediction Spyglass store skin that I believe will be the S tier for this year. This one is quite a nice skin. Doesn't feel as flamboyant as ones that we've had in previous years, but maybe it looks really, really good in game, or maybe it's just an A tier and I didn't really understand it. On February 9th, we're getting the Chinese New Year event that of course is bringing some new skins that they revealed to us, including S tier skins, 3 in total, one of which is for Antiquarian, another one for Gamekeeper, and one for Acrobat, and each of those is going to bring along an S tier accessory for that character. That is kind of exciting. They've gone a little crazy this year with that kind of stuff. There's also a Valentine's S tier package that they revealed for Female Dancer. The skin is called Sylphide, and it's going to bring along an accessory Rose Vine. So wow, they've gone really crazy with all of the stuff coming in the next 2 or 3 months. It's kind of crazy. If you're looking to summarize all of the characters that we had over this year and you want to see some of their weaknesses, make sure you click on the video that's on the screen right now as I cover all of the survivors and hunters that were released over 2023.